It's always there, lurking in the hidden recesses of your mind. It's been called many things: intrusive thoughts, self-destructive behavior, l'appel de vie, and the imp of the perverse. Whatever the name, the experience is universal. The unexplainable urge to do something horrible. What if I just swerved into oncoming traffic? What if I jumped off this cliff? These sinister injections into the normal mind can be startling. Why would you, a normal person, even consider such an act? Poe's short story, The Imp of the Perverse, gave characterization to this phenomenon. In the story, the narrator murders a man with a candle that emits poisonous smoke. The narrator gets away with his crime, inheriting the estate of his victim. For many years, he enjoys the poisoned fruits of his misdeeds. The only way he could get caught is by confessing. He is then gripped with a sudden urge to do the very thing, an overpowering urge to act against his self-interest. The imp of the perverse has latched onto him, compelling him to reveal his secret, which he does, and is swiftly tried and executed. The narrator laments, the spirit is an agent that tempts a person to do things merely because we feel we should not. The imp is a dark personification of this urge that we feel. We know something is bad and we shouldn't do it, but that only makes it more appealing. This is very similar to the call of the void is another intrusive thought that most people experience at least once. Generally, it occurs at great heights. One may look down to the earth far below, when the urge to leap rapidly consumes and then dissipates. This is also common with driving, and the sudden urge to swerve into oncoming traffic. This is a little different from the imp of the perverse. The call of the void is usually a fleeting, intrusive thought, reined in quickly by the survival instincts of the brain. The imp, by contrast, is more of a conscious realization of doing something against your own interest. Why are these impulses so common? I'm sure you might have even experienced something similar. What can our advances in the understanding of the mind tell us about these dark urges? April Smith from Miami University in Ohio studied this phenomenon, co-authoring a paper about the call of the void specifically. They believe this urge is an act of communication misfire in the brain, a conflict between the rational survival instinct and the wildly irrational part. The brain experiences cognitive dissonance, a physical discomfort of having two conflicting thoughts. What if I jumped? I don't want to die. The brain sends out a warning, caution near the edge of the cliff. You may take a step back, then think, why did I step back? I know I'm fine. Maybe it was because I wanted to jump? This odd sequence confuses the conscious mind, giving rise to the urge to jump, but the realization that you shouldn't. But what about the imp? Poe wrote the short story in 1845, but years later, Freud's psychoanalysis provided a sort of explanation. The id, the part of the subconscious that is full of primal desire, overwhelms the controlling forces of ego and superego. Giving in to these primal desires while knowing you shouldn't to reduce a physiological discomfort. The imp is characterized by impulse, a sudden and all-consuming urge. Dopamine may also play a role, where risky behaviors are rewarded by triggering releases of dopamine. The imp can get people hooked on a constant stream of dopamine, constantly seeking out risky behaviors just for the next hit. Should you be worried about these thoughts that may invade your mind? Generally, no. It's part of being a thinking creature. One must simply realize what it is and to let the moment pass. The imp is always within us. We must learn to live with the strange creature inside our minds. Thank you for watching.